I'm going to take a few minutes and run you through the basic concept of the program. Basically, when you log in, the screen that you'll be looking at will basically be this toolbar. Okay, so right now we're just going to go through each one of these one at a time and just touch on some of the key points. So basic data, you can edit profile, which is what we have up now. That's basically your company information. And then you have all categories. Now, categories are areas that you want to track for business purposes. So as you can see here, there's a variety of categories. The program will come with preset categories, but you will have the option to customize them to your personal needs. Add a category. So you can go in here, create a category name and subcategories underneath that name. Edit payroll. All right, on this screen here, what you're going to do is you're going to pick a from date and a to date, and then you'll have another screen appear, and then you're going to enter all your payroll data. So the bank, that's just basically you can add a bank or add a bank statement. All right, suppliers, you can add a supplier. Basically, you fill this screen out, and that's all that supplier's information. And you do need a supplier in order to enter information in the program. All suppliers. Now here you have a list of every single supplier that you work with. Add supplier statement, that's another upload type deal. Import a bank statement, that's to pull that into the program. Or import a supplier statement, which means you're going to pull it into the program. Now we're going to get into the meat of the program now. Okay, invoice. We're going to add a detailed invoice, and this screen is your basic data entry screen for all invoices except for bill pay. And you're going to fill in the supplier, which once you start typing the supplier's name, you'll select that supplier from the drop down, and then you'll put the date of the invoice number, the PO number, and the amount of the invoice. And then down here you're going to fill in the part number, the part name, the quantity, the price, and then you're going to select a category or subcategory. All detailed invoices. Okay, all detailed invoices. This is a way to find invoices that were previously entered into the program. So let's take a look at that. All right, we can do a from date and a to date, or we can do just the invoice number, the amount, the PO number, the part number. So we'll basically select April 1st through April 27th, hit the find button, and this is every single invoice from Napa within that time range. Add bill pay invoice. A bill pay invoice is basically telephone bills, gas, anything that you pay monthly to keep the shop running. So it's usually office expense type stuff. So you basically enter the supplier's name, the invoice date, invoice number, PO number, amount, category, and subcategory. You have an opportunity to leave notes. all bill pay invoices. Let's pick a supplier. We'll do electric. And we'll do a date range from September 1st through let's go March 31st. Okay, so this is all the electric bills during that time frame. Alright, reconciliation. There's two different types of reconciliation. There's, if you're using a credit card to pay your part suppliers, you would do a bank reconciliation. If you charge your parts with the supplier and pay at the end of the month, you do a supplier reconciliation. Now this is pretty important because for my business, it takes about 8 hours to do a reconciliation, to physically check every invoice with the statement. But by uploading the statement, the program itself will do all that work for you in literally milliseconds. A great feature. Alright, let's take a look at all returns. There's two ways you can do this. You can individually select a supplier, or you can just hit the find button and you'll see everything. So this is all active returns, ones that are in the system and we have not received credit for yet. Now you'll notice there's some different colors here. These ones in red are over 3 weeks old, which means, hey, maybe I need to be calling them and finding out why we haven't got the credit slip yet. The yellow is 2 weeks, and the rest of them are very recent returns. Add a credit invoice. So you get a credit invoice, you basically just go in. By adding the credit invoice, you can get that part off that screen I just showed you. The supplier invoice date, invoice number, and total amount. And then all credit invoices. We'll pick a supplier. And we'll pick a date range. Let's go back to July of 2024. And let's go to current. And let's find. Okay, so this is all the NAPA credit invoices for that date range. So let's take a look at reports. We have the expense report. This is the report that you're going to do for your accountant and all the expenses that you've recorded over that time period. So you have a choice between a detailed expense report, which is going to break it out by category and subcategory, or you can do a summary report and that will just be the categories. Usage report. The usage report, you select a category, a subcategory, a date range, and it pulls up everything under that data. Profit report. The profit report, you have a from date, a to date, your gross sales, and then down here it says get payroll. You just click that tab and it brings up the payroll screen and you select the payroll from there. And then the owner break-even report, if you're not familiar with that report, that basically tells you how much it costs to keep the doors open. And with that being said, I wish you the best with the program.